All right, what's going on, fam? MarVic Productions reaction video. We've got Blacc Sam, Nipsey's brother.
Yeah,
right?
he was recently interviewed by Big Boy, kind of just touching again on the story, how they came up, and one thing they talked about towards the end was the day Nipsey Hussle was murdered, and it's actually a really good interview. If you haven't watched it, I recommend you go check it out. You kind of see the perspective of Blacc Sam, and one thing I actually love about them is that Nipsey always gave Blacc Sam the credit, saying that he was the guy with the master plan behind the scenes. And listening to this interview, Blacc Sam always gave the credit to Nipsey. Mm-hmm. You know, so I thought that's pretty dope.
Love to each other.
That's love. But
who's older? Blacc Sam?
Yeah, Blacc Sam. Blacc Sam's older. I don't know about how much, but he's the older brother there. But
They're like Ethiopian, right?
Yeah, yeah. Given that it was Nipsey's birthday not too long ago, August 15th, you know, I kind of want to watch this video here. And
let's do it.
Yeah.
So we're jumping, people like watching this, we're jumping
to 117?
117 right now, hour 17.
Oh, that's what the whole unit was like. Where's this nigga at? And, you know, that was the mind space at that point. Yeah. Aside from just dealing with, you know, the reality, you know, but it was go time, man. And, you know, they're gonna make sure the kids is good, make sure his kids is good, and make sure we keep going.
Is it as random as what the public thought it was? Like, Nip seen somebody, Eric, and talked, and...
I mean, you know, he already got convicted, so for me, without going into too many details, somebody come to the shop. They know we in the doorway. When Hussle pull up, we in the doorway. You gonna see me with a hoodie on, and I got a pistol on me. You gonna see one of the team members in the hoodie.
That's when you said that, I was thinking about. I was like, oh shit, because I actually met Blacc Sam like 2 years ago. I was working at this restaurant, and fucking Blacc Sam passes by. It's on Sunset and Gower. And obviously me being a big fan of Nipsey and just their whole story, their journey, I fucking come out. I come out through the other door. I'm like, yo, Blacc Sam. And he was on the phone, but this guy's so humble, bro. He still stopped, shook my hand, looked me in my eyes, took a picture of me while still being on the phone. He said, hey, hold on, and took a picture of me and kept stepping. And then I ended up catching him afterwards, and we kind of had a little conversation. But to hear him say, oh, you know, that he keeps a pistol on him, I was like, oh shit, I wonder if he had a pistol on him that day, you know?
Probably.
Because he was alone too.
Yeah, but you didn't look like a threat to him, obviously. And you approach him in a way with love too.
Yeah, of course.
That's cool, man. I love when people do that. I think, you know, I hope it keeps people humble, but obviously there's some stars out there. I mean, this is the first person that comes to mind, but obviously this guy is a lot bigger than Blacc Sam. Travis Scott. Oh. There's a lot of, you know, right now in him London, being in Paris, in Europe with the whole Olympics and stuff, and there's a lot of videos. Right. I mean, I think even LeBron in his latest when he won, he didn't push a kid, but a kid was trying to get a picture, and he told him kind of like to back up and stuff. But I know there's levels to this, and obviously LeBron had just won. He's trying to celebrate, but that is dope to hear that he still gave you the time of day.
I still have that picture.
That's cool.
In the doorway with a pistol. That's protocol when Hussle pull up. So it's Sunday. It's busy in there. Why the niggas in there didn't follow the protocol? I wasn't there. Why they didn't follow it? Maybe they was fucking around helping the customer, doing some fucking customer service. This is what I'm thinking. Trying to, you know, transition into some legitimate selling clothes. But nobody was in the doorway. And from my understanding, old boy walked up with no shirt on first to check the scene because he know what's going on in that parking lot. And had a conversation. Probably seen nobody was.
Pause that right there, real quick, because I've watched the film on this, like the camera from the Shell gas station, the cameras. everything. So when homeboy, when he says when he walked in there, he pulled up in a car with a shorty. Well, initially, when he got off the car, he wasn't wearing a shirt. He just had like a blue bandana on. If you look at the tape, he walks into the burger spot, orders a burger, then he goes out and then he approaches them, and it just seemed like a regular conversation. Like it didn't seem as a threat. I guess like you said, he just approached them, said what's up to him, blah blah blah. He was kicking it there for a bit, went back, got his burger. The shorty that was in the car with him gets off the car, goes with Nip, takes a picture with Nip as well. And he's still there too, like just kicking it with the homies, I guess you could say. And then he goes back, gets his burger, and they take off. What happened there? That's where it's kind of confusing. And that's where I'm kind of like, I'm seeing his point here, where he feels that he went there just to check the scene. I think that makes sense, as I'm listening to this, because he did go there and just kind of went to the burger, said what's up. Now, my thoughts is like, did somebody call him and say, hey, yo, Nip is here, pull up type shit? Or like, how did he know to be there at that parking lot? Those are my questions, where it's like, was it just something that happened in the moment, random, like just envy? Or was there a plan? Was it planned? Was there a plan already and somebody gave him the call like, hey, yo, homie's here. You know what you got to do. My
opinion is I side with him, where he's about to say that it's premeditated. Yeah. I do think it was planned as well. I actually didn't know these details until hearing him say that. They're obviously everybody's strapped, but there's usually a person here with him and someone else at the front door. I didn't know all those details of their setup, but hearing that, like how did this guy? He happens to just show up randomly at the right time, at the right day, where everybody's distracted. He
hadn't been there in a while either.
It's like, how do you know to hit everything? There's too many things to have gone wrong, or I guess in the killer's eyes to go right, for it to just be accidental, I feel.
And the fact that he got out without a shirt first, because with the shirt that he was wearing, which he's about to go into detail right now, like knowing where you're at, that's a Crip neighborhood. So he got off without that shirt first. He was just shirtless with a blue bandana. But let's go ahead.
Doorways, checked Hussle, had on shorts, checked everybody else, left. They say came back with a red shirt on. Tiptoed through the alley and went right and started shooting. So to me, that's premeditated. Number one, there's no red shirts in the hood. You can't buy no red shirt. No liquor store sell no red shirt. Number two, when a nigga come through the alley with a red shirt, that's the throw off, or the Bloods did it, or the Inglewood families did it, or the BPS. That's the throw off, red shirt. So for me, he felt he was supposed to do a job, or somebody sent him or whatever, and he was nervous. He was supposed to hit that alley with that red shirt immediately, but he didn't do that. He came in and he wanted to check the scene. He wanted to make sure he wasn't getting into a shootout. And that's my thoughts on it.
Posit.
You understand? So
according to the girl that was in the car, which was the getaway driver, in my opinion, bro, I don't know if she got convicted or not, but she definitely played a role in this. Whether she's really innocent and not knowingly, that's between God and her. But so when they leave the scene, according to what she says, he wanted to do a drive-by, the shooter. He wanted her to hit the corner and he was just gonna do a drive-by. But she said, no, you're not gonna do a drive-by, blah blah. But she was well aware that he had guns. So that tells me, okay, like he already got in the car thinking of murder. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Thinking of So I do believe what he's saying, that it's premeditated. Like he was there to do a job, and he was gonna do this regardless. He just wanted to check the scene first, to kind of see how things were at, get a feel. But when they pull up, bro, they pull up on the alley on the other side. Homeboy gets off. He's fucking still eating his chili cheese fries. You can see it in the camera. He throws his chili cheese fries on top of a truck, and that's when he hits the corner. And he just walks straight up with the red shirt. And he just literally just walked up and bah, 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 bah. Shit just happened. And everything took place within like 20 minutes, bro. That's the crazy thing about it. You know, like when the moment he got there, the moment he got his burger, said what's up to everybody, went back, got his burger. Or, excuse me, first he ordered his burger, then he got his burger, and then they left, and then they pretty much circled around. Bam. He was chilling in the car, eating his burger, got off, eating his fries, fucking just threw his fries on the top of this truck, and that's when he hit the corner and walked straight up.
I think so it definitely was planned because for him, I think a key
and for him not to say shit during the trial either, that tells me, that says a lot. And I feel that whoever sent him to do this, there's already a plan in the inside, like, hey, bro, do the shit.
This is what you're gonna say, what you're not gonna say. This is how you're gonna act, type of thing. I think what Blacc Sam just said too about the whole red shirt, like who pulls up to enemy territory wearing enemy colors? You know, if you're not there to cause a scene,
right?
If you're not there to get into some kind of trouble. So for him to be driving around wearing a red shirt and to have the balls and the audacity to pull up not just at any 40 crib territory
60.
But you know, specifically like that corner, it's like, dude, you know who's there, you know what's gonna go down, like you know, there's definitely, that says planned throughout, you know, because it's like it's one thing if you're strolling by and randomly it's like, oh, okay, like I see the ops there, but for him, exactly, for him to take his shirt off, I think that's a very good observation on Blacc Sam here, because if he came in with a shirt on and then he takes a shirt off to scope the scene, that's a trained killer too. It's like, you know, if you're going to war, let me study the enemy really quickly. All right, so I see weaknesses here, I see the targets over here, got it, and then I know exactly how to move. So that didn't he, like, wasn't he advised by his lawyers? What's the killer's name?
Eric Holder.
Eric Holder. Wasn't he advised to plead, like, also like to claim that he's crazy?
That I don't know. I don't know the details. I haven't looked too much into.
I could be confusing with someone else, but something along those the lines of insanity, to where he wasn't even fully mentally stable to be, you know, like charged or whatever.
So, and can't nobody tell me nothing about that, because it just don't make no sense. It's not random, you know. I know Hustle. You know, ain't nobody gonna say nothing crazy to Hustle, because they know what come with it. No matter what age you are, niggas ain't saying nothing crazy to Hustle, wherever you find him at. But on Crenshaw and Slauson, definitely you're not saying nothing crazy. You're gonna come, you're gonna tuck your tail and be humble, and if not, you're getting beat up on the spot. And we done did it a million times. Hustle done did it a million times. So the fact that he left tell me everything I need to know. There was no argument, you know. It was.
I think also for me, one thing that stands out to me, there's a song by Quavo that he made with Travis. I think it's called How You Feel on Huncho Jack. It's a really good song, and there's a line there that has stuck with me ever since I first heard it. And Quavo says that, you know, we know you can bleed. Like, you know, the context of it is that even, I mean, I'm thinking about the movie 300 now, where King Leonidas, you know, is the phrase is like, even a god king can bleed. And it just puts things into perspective, because, you know, Nipsey was like the king, you know, of that, you know, neighborhood in that area, and such a big name, such a big presence, the fame, the money, just the credibility that came with his name, his brother's name, the whole Marathon clothing, the brand, everything. Like, he's seen as the king. And, you know, in a single, like you said, it took is 20 minutes.
Just like that,
it can be over, you know. And I think it's I hope it served as a wake-up call, and I hope it serves as a reminder. I mean, obviously the average Joe, we're different. I don't think we have that many eyes on us like these people do, so we're not as worried. We also, you know, claim, a gang or anything like that. But I think it's a good reminder for people of high profile, like whether it's actors or, athletes or rappers or musicians. Like, I mean, how many times have we heard of, especially in California, especially in Los Angeles, like rappers outside of the state, outside of the city, coming here and they come to die here, right? And it's I think people they need to be aware. I think they need to be smart. I think they need to move with protection. If we're talking about investing money, don't just invest money into your music, clothing, jewelry. Buy some fucking, security. Exactly. Like, I think 50 Cent is like one of the biggest trolls and one of my biggest, like, kind of music heroes. I first started listening to like G Unit, Eminem. That's how I got into rap back in like the middle school days. But he's a smart guy. He travels around with security. Like, who is it?
Rick Ross recently, right? Got beat up.
Rick Ross got beat up, but I think I think it's Whack 100 where he talks about in an interview how he tried pulling up on 50, but 50 was one step ahead of them. Where 50 came to LA, they found out where he was at in a hotel. He pulls up with his homies. 50 had like Navy SEALs, like ex-Marines on his team.
That's crazy.
Ready to roll.
Yeah.
And it just shows like he's not dumb, he's like, so just,
yeah.
I think people got to keep that in mind. Like, when you have money, unfortunately, you have haters and you have people out there that it goes beyond like, oh, I don't like you, I don't fuck with you. Yeah. It turns into something, truly hateful where they want to get rid of you. They want to kill you.
And that's where I'm kind of like in between here. Was it premeditated? Was it planned? Or was this guy just really envious?
In the moment?
In the moment where it's just like, damn, like Nips over there. I don't even got
right, because he's a gangbanger, so he must have guns in his car all the time.
I don't know, but just looking at this situation, like homeboy could probably barely afford that burger, because he had to go back and ask the shorty for money to buy a soda, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and as he's asking for the girl for money, he's looking straight ahead, and there's Nipsey, has the fucking clothing store, has everybody there. I don't know. It could have just been envious that took over right there, where he thought the same thing. Like, hey, this was not strapped.
They're slipping right now.
Yeah, like, this is my moment. Just get rid of this
name
food.
Type shit.
And make my name. I'll be known as that guy that killed Nipsey. So, and obviously gangbangers strive on that too. Like, hey, yo, like they take pride in obviously in who
you took down.
Yeah, exactly, who you took down. So, I don't know. It's very confusing. It's confusing. It's unfortunate that it had to be Nipsey, obviously, like, just growing up and being a huge fan of Nipsey, listening to his music, and just, I felt like he was just touching that, or I feel like he was just getting that recognition in the industry, because this whole time he was independent and, just putting out his own music and his own stuff. And I feel like that, the album just dropping, Victory Lap, something that he always talked about that he was going to drop. I'm just glad he got the opportunity to drop that album, but it's unfortunate, it's unfortunate.
It's so weird how like a lot of musicians, celebrities, they end up like dying like soon after like something major happens.
That's crazy too.
It's very weird, like
how it works, the timing of everything.
Yeah, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but like the Kobe one still freaks me out. Just because of like,
bro, I think I texted that morning that, hey, yo, Kobe died.
Kobe dying, bro, was fucking.
I think it was a shock for everybody.
It was like the president dying.
But it goes to what you said about that lyric, anybody can bleed.
Well, right, and in that context, it's more of like, hey, anybody can bleed, anybody can die. Like, your ops, like, don't be so cocky to think like you're never, because you know how it is. Like in rap music, like, everybody's invincible. Yeah. I'm at the top. Who's gonna fuck with me? Oh, I'm gonna kill you first. But it's like, nah, homie, you can get caught slipping. Kobe's obviously a different situation.
On that note, there was a rapper
Unless
from
helicopters trying to take him.
There was a rapper recently from Florida that got murdered. Fulio.
Okay.
Yeah, and again,
Young
just
kid?
I don't know how old he is, but I guess it was his birthday. He posted on his story where he was at, and next thing you know, he's getting gunned down. So it's just being aware of all those situations too.
Just being smart. What is it? PNB Rock came through. He went to Roscoe's.
Manchester.
Right. So
somebody should have put him up on game, or I don't know if he knew, but that's probably the one you want to stay away from. Go to the one on Sunset.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, like I guess his girl posted a picture, and people wrote up on him, you know, or either people saw that post and they wrote up on him, or they were already watching him when he walked in, type shit. So
LA is no joke.
It's not. You know, people think it's nice because of the fucking Hollywood sign and the palm trees and all this shit, but nah, don't get it twisted. Like, LA is it's a very ugly place.
Checking in is real. There's a lot of respect. There's a lot of pride here. There's a lot of money. So don't overlook those, you know, check-ins, and, you know, just put respect where it belongs.
Right.
You want to continue watching, or?
Yeah, just like 2 minutes.
It was no sense of threat, because with that come, like, hey, be on deck. It was none of that. It was just, you know, to me it was, let me come through, let me see what's going on, and then let me, you know, in this broad daylight, man, and this.
I mean, that's another thing. Like, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there, and I want to touch on that, actually, and I wanted to end this here, bro, but he was at his grandma's house, who happens to live down the street from the store. I think he said it's like 3 blocks. He goes into detail right now. But I guess he had just finished working a night shift at this weed store that they have. So he says he pretty much got to his grandma's house and just knocked out, like, on the floor. And within, I don't know how long, he gets that phone call that Nipsey was shot. So he says that he just ran out the crib, didn't even close the door or anything. He just ran out the crib and took off. Within 4 minutes, he was at the store. Because Nipsey got shot around 3:18 or 3:19. 3:19. By 3:24, he was already there, Blacc Sam. I know it's because I've seen the film. But, man, I want to give so much, like, respect to Blacc Sam, bro, because when he got there, he did everything he could to save his brother. And to see your brother there, bro, you know, dying and trying to give him CPR, like, that's tough. That's real tough, bro. And, you know, to hear him say this and to relive that, you know, it's I got to give him nothing but respect.
This?
19. Yeah, watch. Press play. He goes into detail there. Like,
It's a lot of unanswered questions, man.
You don't believe he had any dialogue with Nip that day, or did anybody say he said something?
Yeah, no, they had dialogue, but it was in the mix of him coming up, talking to bro, and, you know, whatever transpired, it wasn't an aggressive dialogue. It was just maybe small talk, and then maybe people saying Nip brought something up to him. Okay, he may have, but
What do we have time-wise?
it wasn't. To me, that don't. Whatever the dialogue was, that didn't justify, or that didn't turn into that. You know what I'm saying? He came there for a reason, and May got the reverses. I mean, he got the, you know, charges reversed because Hussle asked him something about it and humbled him real quick, but. I think, you know, it's gonna come to the light.
Did you know Eric Holder before?
Yeah, we probably seen him a couple times when he was younger. You know, he hadn't been in the hood like that. They're saying he had some like a snitch jacket on him, or he couldn't come around. You know, me personally, Hussle, Fats, like, we seen a lot of the homies raised because we at that shop 7 days a week. You know. Before it was the Marathon store, when it was Slauson T, Slauson Ave, we had weed spots all in the hood. So we seen a lot of the young homies raised, from kids to teenagers to adults. We watched them. They know us. We know them. Anything we throw in the parking lot, if you from that area, if you from the 60s, if you from the 30s to the 100s, when Hussle throw something in that parking lot, you coming. From whatever it is. You in the hood, you smoking weed, you coming to our spots. He was never at any functions. He was never at any grand openings. He was never at anything Hussle was doing. He was never at any shows. It's because he wasn't good in the hood. So all this other shit niggas is talking about, I don't know it. He wasn't good. You know, he wasn't good, and he was not good, and he was not around for a reason. You know. And to that point, we didn't see him.
So maybe what you said, that kind of connects more, where maybe he felt some kind of way coming around, seeing such a big name, someone so famous, someone literally maybe living his dream, where he felt envy and hate. And since he's rejected, Nipsey is so loved. Who knows?
Right, envy, right? But also what he's saying is like homeboy hadn't been around, so what brought him around is my question, you know? Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like what he's saying, he was there for a purpose. It's very true, because if he hadn't been there, it's because he knew he wasn't good. Like how he's saying he wasn't allowed to be there. So what made him go there that day? Like
what made him go there that day? And then the day that he goes, Nipsey's there, but everybody around him isn't paying attention, and his brother's not there. His brother's passed out, and that's just crazy. It's definitely I don't want to add fuel to the fire, but I feel like there's also some insider information in there too, where maybe someone in his own camp, like
Blacc Sam says, there's a lot of unanswered questions, man. So if you guys watch this here, check it out, comment, let us know what you guys think. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of different theories out there. We would like to hear yours. And just shout out to Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. Shout out to Blacc Sam and the whole, you know, Hussle family. You know, I hope everybody's in great spirits and just holding it down.
The marathon continues.
Yep.